Greetings, everyone. Happy New Year. I'm excited to be offering another entry up just to kind of update everyone on what's going on and touch base. I am entering kind of a new phase. So, as many of you saw, the doctors used the remission word during my last chemo treatment. And that just means that there's no detectable cancer in my body. There has to be a certain, like the tumors have to be a certain size or the lesions have to be a certain size in order for the PET scan to detect them. And so luckily everything is pretty small, which is great. But that doesn't mean that it's totally gone. So even though I am in remission technically, that doesn't mean no more chemo, which has kind of been a confusion for everybody. So I'm sorry I didn't clarify that. So I still have, I have to do 6 cycles total, and there are 2 treatments per cycle. Basically 6 months of chemo. So 1 cycle is a month. So I still have 3.5 cycles left. 3.5 cycles. So I'm almost halfway done. So I'm kind of entering this new stage of like the newness is wearing off. And I think having, transitioned from 2016 to 2017 in the middle of that was kind of an interesting timing. It feels appropriate because the stage that I'm in now is kind of like the barren middle. It's like the middle of the marathon. And I'm not a runner, but I love a lot of runners. I've heard them talk about marathon running. And a lot of them talk about how the middle is just kind of like grueling. It's like driving through Kansas when you're on your way to Denver. And I know a lot of you know about that. So, the adrenaline of the beginning has kind of worn off in the cheerleading, and then you're not really anywhere close to the end yet. And as the chemo treatments go, for most people, the symptoms or side effects get kind of worse. So there's less and less time in between treatments when you feel good. So this is kind of a tough part for me. It feels a little bit anticlimactic. Don't get me wrong. I'm eternally grateful for the remission. And to know that I'm one of the fortunate ones that isn't gonna, at least not at this point in my life, gonna have to be struggling with life or death. But I'm still like, it sucks. I'm not gonna lie. I'm really been like working hard on the endurance and like staying in a positive frame of mind about it. It's hard. It's just hard. And I had like the best Christmas ever. Really, I might have been like for me, maybe the best Christmas I can remember as an adult. It just was so poignant, like that time with the people that I love so much, that have done so much for me this year, or this whatever. It was just so special, like to have been shown how lucky I am and what I have, and then to have an opportunity to really sort of savor that. It was awesome. And I was really present for it, and I'm so grateful. New Year's was kind of, luckily I got to spend a few hours with some good friends that I adore, but I was sick, and it kind of, when I look back on the days after a chemo treatment, I remember it like it's a dream. So I don't really remember everything, and it's kind of just in this foggy kind of place. And so New Year's, I was in bed by 10, and that was was good. So it was fine, but I'm ready to be rolling through the barren middle of all of this. As you can hear, I have my first cold. So I've been really fortunate to have stayed as like healthy as I have thus far, because everybody everybody has been sick. And I luckily haven't gotten anything that, would send me to the hospital. So that's fantastic. This is just a cold, and that's annoying, but it's fine. So let's see, what else is there? So an interesting thing is kind of happening with all of these. I feel like having cancer, having this Hodgkin's, has provided me with this sort of 6-month transition period out of the last 3 to 5 years. Has been sort of a stage for me, like a chapter. That's been kind of challenging. Like there were some really great things about it, and I tried a lot of new things. I have some dreams, some rather large dreams, that I tried a few things with, and some things worked and some things didn't. I kind of realized my lack of clarity in a few areas and my lack of preparation in a few areas. And I also experienced some just like really frustrating, like foggy, stagnant times, some challenging relationships that were not necessarily super healthy. And for those of you that are into metaphysics, last year was a number 9 year, and that was the end of a 9-year cycle. So as we transition it now into 2017, this is a number 1 year, and it's the beginning. 1 symbolizes beginning and 9 symbolizes completion. So now we're starting a whole new chapter of our lives. And that feels really in line with what I've been experiencing. And so I kind of feel like Hodgkin's has sort of been the birth canal or something. I don't know. I feel like I'm going from one stage into another, and with every chemo treatment, it sort of burns off another layer. It's kind of like a really long, sustaining phoenix fire. So it's like I go through a chemo, and it burns off a layer of the past, and then I've had some really awesome insights about dreams that I've had that I was sort of afraid were DOA. I thought they were kind of, or maybe not, is that dead on arrival? I don't know. The dead in the water, whatever, dead. I was kind of afraid that they weren't going to come back, or they were never really going to like gain life and momentum. And I've had some really awesome like insights about them and next steps and things that I need to do. And I feel this vitality especially on my good days, I feel this vitality kind of coming back. And the stagnancy really feels like it's kind of in the past. So that's really exciting. And I've been challenged to like let go of some important things that were just not in my highest good anymore. Things that weren't like fulfilling me and weren't bringing me the kind of joy that weren't my attention anymore. So I'm grateful for all of those things. So there's some cool dreams that are kind of coming. Like I'm realizing that I have like the first 6 months of this year are not only going to be about sort of continuing to heal my body and go through this process of like poisoning my body and then detoxifying my body from the poison. But it's also going to be this process of like development for hopefully this next really exciting chapter of my life. I'm sure there'll be ups and downs like every day and chapter in life, but I'm excited for new things. And so anyway, I just kind of wanted to share that, and we'll see what continues to show up, but I would like to be able to share some of that with you as it comes up for me. So I just wanted to kind of give you an update. I hope everyone's well, and that you're kind of, even if you're not in a great place with 2017, like starting the year, if you're in the middle of some hard stuff, and I know a lot of folks are, that you feel a sense of active hope, that you're kind of able to believe that better things are possible, even if you're not experiencing them right now in the moment. And to know that no matter what you're experiencing is in fact temporary. So that hopefully you'll have you'll have a deep sense of knowing that what you're experiencing now isn't going to last forever, and that someday you'll be in a better place, and hopefully reaping a lot of rewards for what you're going through right now. So many blessings and prayers to all of you, and thank you so much for your continued love and support. I'm going to need it, especially through the pandemic, so I really would appreciate you keeping that coming, and thank you so much for everything thus far. So take care. Bye.